one do you want? This one I think is long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want one of these?
Stop, baby. Please. Please stop.
So Jessica wasn't arrested at that time, and there was so much we didn't see. A few hours later, we see Jessica's baby again, but without her mom. The woman who brought in the 18-month-old told police a horrifying story of how she winded up with Jessica's baby.
Hi. We're gonna take her into the classroom here at Neversit.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We have Catherine coming over as
Catherine's
well.
gonna bring her some clothes and diapers over, but we didn't. I was gonna wipe her off, but we didn't want to wipe her off in case she had to take pictures of her because she's.
Okay.
Don't cry, sweetie. Because she don't deserve it.
I'll come, go in there and I'll come sit with you.
Well, I'll come sit with you.
All right.
I've called DCF to John, and he is on. He's gonna be calling me back.
John Cofield?
Yes.
All right, I'll give him a call.
Supervisor.
Thank you.
Turn your ideas into video with AI. Add your branding, customize your subtitles, and resize for any platform instantly. Then share it with the boss. And be ready to do it again. Think creating video is hard? Not with Veed. Powered by the AI partners you know.
You have a seat.
Like I can see right here.
Yeah, wherever you feel comfortable.
It's okay.
We gave her a lot of information. That's something.
What's this girl's name?
Jessica Woods.
Jessica
Woods.
Woods.
Jessica Woods. Do you
Yes.
know her?
She's a client at my office.
Okay. Thank you so much for doing this. I know that this is way outside of what
I'm a
you...
mom for hers.
I understand. So we really appreciate your help. We're going to get on the phone and we're going to take the steps to make sure that nothing like this happens to this child again. So we really appreciate your help, okay?
And just real quickly, just go ahead and tell me what transpired.
First, last night, she came in, I want to say 10 minutes before we was closing, and she had the baby with her. Both of them had no shoes on. The mom.
So,
Her and Jessica walked in, and she asked me could I give her a new Emerald card, because her taxes had dropped, and she left it somewhere, or something happened with it. So I got ready to put her stuff in, and I noticed the baby had took her diaper off. And she was like pointing at her private, like it was irritating her or something. So I was like, oh, maybe it's the diaper, kids get irritated or whatever. And she was like, she's not gonna do that because I only have one diaper for her. So she put the diaper back on her. And it wouldn't, you know how the sticky side of the diaper, it wouldn't stick no more. So she like hit her. And was like, you just stupid. You shouldn't did that. And I was like, what? So I called the police. Then I'm thinking, okay, I'll leave her with the police. They're going to do something about it. She knew one of the officers. His name was DJ. That's what she called him. And I told him, she struck the child and that, we're concerned at this point because every time she brings this little girl, the little girl barely have clothes on. So he said he was going to deal with it. We left. This morning I came 7 a.m. The mom, Jessica, was laying on the AC unit. And she was in a Dollar General's buggy. And it was drizzling. She was asleep and the baby was in there hollering. So then I said, do you want me to go to the store and get her some stuff and she can sit in here? And she was like, no. Do you have some money? I said, no, ma'am. I have money to get your daughter stuff. And she was like, no, you could just have her. I was like, ma'am. I said, no. I said, do you need help? Like, do you need me to call DCF so they can help you? And she said, no, don't worry about it. And she snatched her daughter out the top part and slammed her in the bottom part. Then she went to Dollar General. And that's, I guess, why they had a police report this morning for Dollar General, her throwing stuff on top of the little girl. And she came back to our job. At this point, she's yelling at the customers in there to give her money. I said, ma'am, you gotta leave. Like, you have to leave now. She said, oh, I'm not leaving. And then took her in the bathroom, and she was hitting her. I don't know why, I don't know what she did, or a child can't do anything, but I'm just saying, I don't know what the reason was. And she left out of there. When she left out of there, I called the police. I think the man that just came here, I waved him down in traffic. And I said, could you follow me? She's right there. And she literally pushed the buggy in the road and laughed about it. And then hurried up and grabbed it. And I'm like, is she crazy? So at this point, I'm following her into Dollar General. I told my manager what I was doing. And I see the police officer. They were like, okay, if she's still out the store, we can charge her. And I'm like, all the stuff she done did this baby, y'all should be charging her for that. So they said it was my word over hers. Okay. She came back. I see her walking back towards our job.
So now, this was all last night?
No, this all today.
Yeah,
Okay.
some of this is from today.
Yes, so she walking past the job with some other girl, and she saying, come here, cause I trust you, come here. So I'm like, oh my God. I asked two of my coworkers to walk out with me, because I don't know what's in somebody's mind. And as I walked over there, she said, I'll give you, if you give me $500 right now, you can have it. I said, have what? She said, have her. And she put her down in the leaves. And I said, are you serious? At this time, the baby got up and she was getting ready to walk in the road. If you know Krill, it's a busy road. So she did it, and I grabbed the baby and I picked her up and I said, I'm not giving you no money. She said, well, just have her, because it's just too much for me. I said, what is too much for you? I said, do you need help? Again, I'm asking you, do you need help? And she said, no, I don't need help. I just don't want the baby.
It's terrible to imagine selling a baby for $500. But honestly, if it wasn't for this woman who brought in the baby safely, who knows what could have happened.
I said, okay. And I got the baby.
How you
I was
sell your
crying all
baby
across the
for
street.
$500?
And I tried to wake her up, and I put her in my car, and I told her she is going to be okay. This should not go on with a child.
We dealt with her this morning. We gave her clothing. We gave her a bag with all kinds of stuff. We called DCF.
Yes.
DCF went on scene, and DCF did their thing, and they left. So right now,
Yeah, because DCF, whatever they call it out there, out here in New York, it's called CPS. They literally don't do shit. Excuse my language, but they really don't. They say, oh, you have a house, or you have a place for the baby to live? Okay. I don't see any problems here. Literally, like, unless the baby's physically, like, you could physically see marks on the babies, like, that you can physically see that they got beaten or something, then they won't do anything. And it's really disgusting, because then usually shit like this happens, or stuff like, I forgot her name, but I remember this girl who was murdered and then by her husband, and then he ended up committing suicide with his two boys. I forgot their names, but I'm sure someone out there knows what I'm talking about. He ended up he attacked his sons with like a axe or something, and then he set the house on fire to kill all of them. And he succeeded. He ended up killing himself and his two boys, while the CPS lady was outside the house, because he kicked her out of the house it was a supervised visit. Honestly, like, I just don't have any faith in the CPS, DCF, whatever it is called in other states. I don't have faith in it at all. Especially, I was in it myself. I come from divorced family, divorced parents, and CPS was called all the time for stupid reasons. But also, they wouldn't do anything, even when they were called, so. I mean, I guess they probably get a lot of calls for a lot of stupid reasons, which is probably why they don't do most of the investigations that they should be doing. But honestly, like, they're in charge of children's lives. You got to take your job more seriously. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
I'm trying to escape reality.
He was trying to find her, cause to arrest her.
I've been looking for her since I spoke to you earlier.
So, and,
If you see her here, she hit her. This right here.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
She elbowed her last night.
So that was from last time? Now you keep saying her.
She hit the
what
baby.
is-
Jessica
Jessica.
Woods.
Jessica Woods.
cause we did see a bruise on her buttocks and we told DCF, but, yeah. But-
That's where I'm at with it. Where you at with it? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Well, we have somebody, supervisor coming now, and we should be able to take care of it. It will be taken care of right now, but we did make contact with her. Just want to let you know that it's not that we didn't do anything. We did make contact with her.
I knew
And
about.
our victim advocate gave
Oh, hey.
gave her.
Receiving. I have
She drunk 3 cups of water.
Okay.
Cause I gave her what I didn't know what she was allergic to, so I didn't give her no juice.
Okay.
But she ate a whole big bowl of oatmeal.
Okay.
And I fed her so because she was starving.
Yeah, I assume because earlier this morning they ate Coley's. They had a free meal at Coley's that someone, bought for them. I had taken them. I mean, you've seen the backpack. I slapped it full with
Yeah,
like
she was trying to.
God bless this woman,
yeah,
for real.
so I put stuff in there and I even have another sippy cup and stuff. I need to just see, I know she said she's 18 months old, so I need to go out there and get another outfit for her. I will change her up. I will even wash her if I need to because we have a shower here. Because it's probably going to be a few for DCF to come out here.
So will DCF let me take her home?
Probably not, but I don't know if you want to wait here the entire time. I can call John, which is the DCF supervisor.
I just don't want her to have to go through no system.
Oh, absolutely not.
I'm just being honest with you.
There might be a way. He might have to come out and look at your house, or he
That's
might.
fine.
I don't know if you want to stay here. I don't know how long it is. I've been out on a call for 7 hours waiting for DCF. So
The fact that this
we
lady
can
wants to take
work
that baby
something out. We'll
custody
figure something out.
shows a lot in her character.
Give her the money. They was like, whatever
Good
it takes
woman.
for her to get away. I was like, no, we're not enabling her.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was like, we're not enabling her, and we're not breaking the law for her either. I know your hands are tied this morning. I wasn't mad. I can't see how people do this.
No, I have, since I talked to you, I've been trying to find a reason to arrest her. So I was just looking for her right before you showed up here. She stole from the dollar store, and I went to go arrest her. And I talked to the dollar store ladies, and they said, I asked them, I said, does she have a baby with her? And they said no. And that's where I was like, And they said she was mumbling on something about she gave the baby to her sister for the weekend. And I was like, no, because when we spoke to her earlier, she said she didn't have anyone.
Exactly.
So it already shot up red flags, and then not even 10 minutes later, I was doing something in my car, and they called and said you were here with her. And I was like, oh.
Jessica's baby was ultimately turned over to the Department of Children and Families.
Y'all can get my number. I will come right in.
Okay, no, that's fine. Did we get her number?
Yes, it's right here.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So
I just
we'll
wanna
take her back
make
there,
sure
we're just
I'm
gonna clean her,
secure at
take
work.
pictures and make sure she's good, and then DCF will be here
They were
shortly.
out there when she was trying to
You
sell
know
me.
that. There's
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fluff.
I did want to say that I changed her whenever I first got her.
Okay.
It was beyond soil, like
I'm sure, because the
hard.
last one that gave her a diaper was me at 10:30 this morning,
You're just,
so yeah.
I just
you
wanted
know
to
she is.
just-
Yeah.
let you know.
No, I appreciate it, I just brought all this other
She's
stuff.
You can
one
keep
of
the
the
other stuff.
co-workers she ran
The name,
up
that's
on.
all.
Okay.
Give me a couple of $1,000.
Yeah, that's all in my statement.
Okay,
Yeah, you can keep that, yeah.
let me see, that one I'm gonna give you this and then I'll carry it.
Can you carry her, or you want me to carry her?
I'm good. Okay.
I promise.
Don't hurt
I'm
me.
good. You're good, I promise.
I was gonna say, I can carry her for you.
And I wouldn't hurt
I'm sorry. Okay.
Gigi, come here, baby. Come here. Hey, come here. I will tell you.
No, put her name.
Hey,
sweetheart.
You can keep the
Poor
others
baby,
like them on the
man.
right.
How you do to a baby?
The story obviously doesn't end there. 2 days later, police found Jessica and got her side.
Do you understand these rights?
Her side isn't shit.
Do you waive these rights, and are you willing to talk to me?
Yes. If there's a possibility of these charges being dropped, yes. If I can clear that up, yes. This is bogus. It's false.
Given what allegedly happened, it's hard for her to explain this away.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay, how many children do you have?
I have two.
You have two.
Yes.
What are those children's names?
One passed away and one you guys have. My daughter.
What's your daughter's name?
Giovanna Chantel Woods.
How old is Giovanna?
Giovanna's 18 months old. She's
Wow.
my world and I'm hers.
Wow.
Where is Giovanna?
Giovanna was supposed to be returned to me last night by 6 p.m. I got called by the police and told me the DCF got involved. I went and filed my taxes at H&R Block. While I was there, one of the members of my church filed my taxes for me. She asked me if she could keep my daughter overnight. She said she wanted to buy her some clothes. She know I just got out of abusive marriage and I'm trying to get back on my feet. I just got a stable place to stay. We exchanged numbers. I told her I had to have her back by 6 p.m. She could only stay one night. She wanted to keep her for a week. I told her, no way. I have 5 witnesses to this. Okay, the next thing I know, I got served with an order that was stating that I am not allowed to go to H&R Block. And
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Any attempts that I made to contact her, I could not reach her. So when I called the DCF caseworker yesterday, he told me that he was supposed to meet me with my daughter, that for some reason he had her, which I'm not even understanding why, because the H&R Block employee, the one I go to church with, Giovanna was supposed to be staying the night with her, one night.
Okay, and what's the worker that you go to church with? What's her name?
Her name's Crystal. I don't know which her legal name. I can pull off everything in my phone. I know I thought she was a good lady. Apparently, her and my sister are working together. She's the black girl with the pink hair.
Well, you don't know Crystal's last name?
To be honest with you, I'm having an anxiety attack. My child just got taken from me, and I'm a nurse, and I could be losing everything.
So how long have you known Crystal?
I've known her on and off for like 10 years.
Okay.
Like I said, she asked me several times. I told her
Lies
multiple
just
times,
keep coming.
no, I don't like.
Janet!
I'm
When's
not
the last
drinking
time you
this
had a
right now,
vegetable?
so don't judge me.
Tuesday month.
Damn it, Janet! Meet Groons, a daily pack of 8
My child to go anywhere. She repetitively asked me, she said, I can help you with clothing, I can help you get diapers, please let me help you. One of my friends was there, her name's Kimberly McLeod. She said, Jay, just get the help, you need it right now. I said, one night, only one night. And when she didn't return my call, I told her that I was gonna call the police and report my daughter missing if she didn't produce my child.
And so what day did all this transpire?
She was supposed to be returned to me yesterday by 6 p.m. So the day before.
Okay, so the day before yesterday, you gave
her permission to keep Gigi overnight until 6 p.m. the next day. That was to allow her to go shopping and get some clothes and stuff because she could use them. And I need the help right now. I'm just getting back on my feet. I just got out of an abusive marriage. I didn't want to even let my daughter go, and I should have followed my first mind. I have all of her information in my phone. If I could look at it and give it to you. I didn't just give my child to somebody. She actually walked across the street to the house I was at and knocked on the door and asked this after I filed my taxes. Then I got a report that I was banned. So more than 5 times she asked me to keep my child.
This is clearly a different story than the one that was told a few days ago, and detectives aren't buying what Jessica is saying.
Do you remember having a conversation where you asked this lady, supposedly Crystal with H&R Block, for money?
I never asked her for money. Why would I? I could get an advance on my taxes if I needed.
So you never asked this worker or made any statements?
No, I went there to get a new card, and they were supposed to print me out one, and they didn't. So I was a little upset they didn't give me a new card. They mailed it, but I never asked anybody for money. I have income tax. Why would I?
Okay. And you said you don't know Crystal's last name?
I have everything in my phone. I have not slept. I have not ate. I'm physically ill without my child.
You don't look it.
I secured housing for my baby so that she had a safe environment. I did everything I thought I was supposed to do, and I don't even know how this happened.
So, I mean, do you normally just...
I've never let my child stay out overnight, ever. Ever. This is the first time she stayed away from me.
She's only 18 months,
My
right?
daughter is my world. She's all I got, and I'm all she has. My sister is also friends with this Crystal. and my sister wants my child. And I can show you statements where she said that I need to go ahead and die from my lupus so she can get my Social Security check from my daughter.
No, what's your sister's name?
Her name's Amanda Donahue. All this was a plot. That's what I was trying to tell you. My sister called me yesterday at 3 p.m. and told me that I was going to be going to jail. And I said, well,
why is that detective eating that pen?
And she like, oh, you'll find out. And she hung up in my face. I had no idea none of this was going on.
So, you had no idea where your daughter was?
She was supposed to be in St. Augustine at the outlet getting new clothes and stuff. That's the only reason I allowed her to go. Was because she asked me, she was like, Sister Woods, does Gigi have a godmama? Can you let me be her godmama? I want to go get this little girl some clothes. I don't let people get my kids. She gave me her phone number, her home address, everything I had in my phone. I called her. I did not get a return call. Whenever I got the ban from H&R Block, I sent a message and I let her know that if my child was not produced by 6 p.m. as agreed, that I would be calling the police and reporting her missing.
So did you call the police?
You guys have already.
All right, come with me. I'm going to show you why
already
tonight is your new
involved.
favorite breakfast. It all starts with high quality ingredients. That means no artificial flavors, sweet.
Issued a warrant for me. I was supposed to meet with a DCF worker this morning at 9 a.m. to bring me my daughter.
But you're saying that your child was supposed to be returned to you at 6 p.m. last night.
And when I called DCF.
So why did you not contact police last night?
Because DCF contacted me and told me they already had my daughter and that they were bringing her to me at 9 a.m.
So DCF contacted you yesterday?
Yes, I have all that in my phone. I needed the help. I've been going through DCF to try to get housing and stuff. So like I said, I could use the help with the clothes and stuff. I never asked her for money, never.
Okay.
But like I said.
You don't remember having a conversation about trying to sell Giovanna?
What?
I'm just
no.
asking.
No. Okay. I would never sell my child.
Okay.
No.
No. Never.
I can't even believe that was even stated. My child is my life. If I lost her, I would kill myself. I can't live without my baby.
But yet you didn't call police last night.
I called DCF, who told, I thought y'all were together.
I mean, DCF is its own entity.
Do you
remember who you spoke to?
I have it all in my phone, yes. Can I have my phone so I can show you this?
Well, I don't have your phone. Okay.
The other officers.
Yeah. So, but you don't remember the name?
It was a mail. I wrote all his information down. I have lupus. I have a brain tumor. I have a hard time remembering names.
Okay.
But I was told
Now she got a brain tumor?
already had my daughter and that they were bringing her to me at 9 a.m. So I did not think that I had to call the police if she was in DCF's custody.
And that was this morning?
That was last night. Are y'all gonna let me go?
No, man. No, there is a warrant for your arrest.
And the officer made due on his promise. Jessica was arrested and charged with child neglect and cruelty towards children. She was held in the Putnam County Jail on more than a $250,000 bond.
Online records show Jessica Woods was released from jail because she ended up going to prison. But it's unclear how long her sentence is. Previously, she was ordered to have no contact with her daughter until she was permitted to by a court order. As for her baby, who should almost be around 3 years old now, she was put in foster care.
It is 2025 now. If you're not wearing glasses, then you can immediately turn into sunglasses whenever you want or change the color.
A 14-year-old boy has been safely recovered after being missing for 7 long years.
A boy ripped away from the rest of his family by allegedly his own mother and featured on Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries is finally found thanks to the incredible work of deputies out in Colorado. We are going to be speaking with the sheriff as well as the man who alerted police to the fact that something might be wrong, and all about the manhunt and what happens to the boy's mother and stepfather who have been on the run for years. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. You know, it is not often that the stories we tell you here on Sidebar have a happy ending. It's unfortunately just the nature of the beast when you talk about true crime, but occasionally you do get some good news. And here, what could have been a cold case forever suddenly turned fire hot once again, because that is what happened in Douglas County, Colorado. More than 7 years ago, just after Thanksgiving in 2017, Rabia Khalid didn't show up for a custody hearing in Atlanta, Georgia. This was according to the New York Post. She and her husband Abdul had separated. A few years earlier, had shared custody of their son Abdul Aziz, or Aziz, in Louisiana. But the U.S. Marshals say Rabia moved with her son from New Orleans to Atlanta for a new job. And Abdul told the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that Rabia made it more and more difficult for him to spend time with his son, and a bitter custody battle got underway. And Abdul told the National Center that when it became clear that he was going to get full custody of his son, Rabia and her new husband, Elliot Bourrois, took the 7-year-old and fled. And a warrant was put out for Rabia for felony kidnapping, and multiple agencies got involved in a manhunt, but they disappeared. Rabia had accused her ex-husband of sex crimes, although I'll tell you right now, investigators found those allegations were completely unfounded. This is according to WSB in Atlanta. And Aziz's story was actually featured in season 3 of the Netflix reboot of Unsolved Mysteries back in 2022. But Aziz, he was still missing. Rabia, Elliot, they were in hiding. But that is all until sheriff's deputies in Highlands Ranch, Colorado got a call about people possibly trespassing at a vacant home 2 weeks ago. Now, Kyle Crone, the homeowner, apparently saw on his security camera a man and a woman illegally entering the home, so he gets in touch with dispatchers. And I'll tell you what, I actually had a chance to catch up with Kyle, get more details about his role in getting the ball rolling on this child rescue. Take a listen. Kyle, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate you taking the time. You play a very big role in what happened. I mean, what alerted you to something was up at your property?
So that's a great question, and thank you for having me. I was at a going away party for my son who was leaving for the Navy, and there was a ton of people. There's probably 50 people there, and I had showings going on the whole day, throughout the day, and I'd never looked at my phone, not one time. And for whatever reason, I'm standing there, and maybe by the grace of God, I looked down at this time that I got alerted, and it was live happening right then. It was unusual because first, the plates were out of state, which isn't completely unusual, but it didn't seem like there was a realtor with this couple, you know, this man and woman that came up to the door. So right there, that was a little weird, kind of dressed weird, although she was holding in her hand a tape measure and this little miniature level as well. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're here to measure stuff. Seems sort of legit. But then they didn't touch the lockbox one time. They didn't even try it or look at it. And so I figured, oh, maybe they forgot it or they're waiting on a realtor or something. And then the guy starts leaving and he goes around the side of the house. And right there, it's like, well, yeah, this isn't normal. And so that's when I called, Douglas County Sheriff's Department. And then I watched as he kind of walked into my backyard and then goes up to my back door, kind of looks through it like, hey, anybody home? Then goes into the house and then lets her in the front door. But at this point, I'm already on the phone with dispatch. And I could see that someone was still in the car in the driveway, but I couldn't see who. All I could see was an arm that would reach to the stereo to like change something. I couldn't tell if it was an adult or a kid. And then the deputies got there within 2 minutes, probably. One of them was like just down the street, I think.
If none of your friends have told you about the Skip Forever button, those
I'm
aren't
sure
your
they
friends.
did
This is
not
Pi, and if it sounds
like
familiar to
seeing
you, it's
those
probably
cops
because you've
there.
seen their
And then you can kind of see from the video them coming out and seeing the officers there. So yeah, that's kind of how that transpired to that point.
What a wild story, right? Look, it's an important one to cover nonetheless, and thankfully we got some good news in the end. But for this, I have to call out and thank our sponsor, Scaly, because their support for you and our gratitude on enlisting. Congratulations, big hero.
Thanks.
Please send them our thank you and our gratitude. Number 2, I can't believe You have a son that old. I mean, you look like you're a kid myself. I was shocked. I had to just mention that. You look like you know. But anyway, put that aside. And number 3, did you hear them say anything? Did the cameras pick up any audio of what they might be saying to each other?
They did. All my cameras have audio, and they didn't talk really at all when they were going up to the door. And it kind of looked as if the female was kind of concealing how she looked. She had this big old sun hat on. It wasn't hot, really sunny at all, and kind of was standing behind him a little bit, so she wasn't kind of on camera. Whether that was intentional or not, I have no idea. But you could hear them, especially once they came outside and saw the police, and she was they sat them on the curb right in front of my house. Not the curb, but the entryway. I mean, she just was rocking just back and forth over and over again, was starting to look very nervous. And obviously we know why now. But what was interesting about it is I could overhear the first officer that was there talking to him, kind of grilling him initially about, like, why did you lie to me when I first got here? Because they had said that a realtor sent them down there, the house. And so at the time, I thought it was just a mistake, like, hey, maybe someone was really supposed to be there. So I called my realtor and said, hey, are there any showings going on at this time? Maybe I missed it. I just want to make sure I'm not, crazy here. And I could overhear his name that he was using, which was this name called Frank Hamilton. And she said that was the same name he called her with. So they actually called my realtor to try and see the home. And she had told me that some of her other realtor friends, this same Frank Hamilton, was calling, trying to get in for showings. And what's interesting is she had asked him for a pre-qualification letter or proof of funds, or asking if he had a realtor he was working with. And he didn't have any of that. And so she wasn't going to show him the house. And then later, we could overhear them talking about that the VIN numbers matched this deceased person, this Frank Hamilton. The license plates were stolen, and that this deceased person was the same identity that he was using. And then 6 hours later, more police and other people had shown up. I distinctly remember getting the phone call initially from the first phone call from one of the deputies asking if I wanted to press charges. And I was like, well, what are the charges? And it was trespassing. And for a split second, I almost didn't press for a split second. And I was like, you know what? Something is not right. I do want to press charges. And then from there, I think it really started to escalate.
Do you have an understanding of what they were trying to do at your property?
I don't know. I just speculation, right, at this point. I think they were legitimately looking for a place to try and buy under a false identity. I don't think they were trying to burglarize the house. There wasn't even anywhere to put it in the vehicle, unless they're going after jewelry or something upstairs. And there wasn't going to be a ton of stuff to burglarize, and then with the kids in the car, I don't know. And seeing as they were talking to other realtors in the area, that's what I think. But again, it's speculation. I have no idea. They weren't in there long enough. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How did you find out what was really going on? How did you find out your role in this huge mystery? And what was that like? Because again, this is what started out as suspicious activity turned into solving a cold case for about 7 years. How did you find out your role in this? What was going on with these two individuals?
Initially I tried to ask the deputies that day, but they were great. They said, there's a lot more going on here. We can't release any information about this. And so because my cameras picked up everything over the whole night, I had heard a lot as well. And there was still a lot of speculation, but I honestly did not find out until whenever the press release came out from Douglas County. That was the first I heard of it. And then I went and watched the Netflix documentary right away.
I'm sure. What was your reaction to finding this out? What did you think?
I was overwhelmed with joy, especially after watching the Netflix thing and seeing the emotion on him. And I couldn't stop thinking about what it would be like to get that phone call like, we found your son and he's alive and he's okay. I have 3 boys, so like that got to me a lot. At the same time, I think there's a long, hard road for those kids, because there was a little girl as well. I could see on the video, like, the boy was really, really protective and close of the little girl and her crying. The deputies were great. They were really kind, really nice, and trying to play with them and keep them happy. They were great, but just having to go through all of that, I think it's going to be a difficult road. Yeah.
If you had a message to Aziz or Aziz's family, what would that be?
Just God bless and just so thankful for him. I'm just happy for him. I hope they can find healing and peace, whatever that is. And I'm just grateful and thankful for him. So,
and I'm sure his family is grateful and thankful for you too, for what you did. So really great work, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you taking the time, and you are instrumental in what happened here.
Oh, thank you.
In Albion, no matter where you go or what you do, your mount will accompany you on your journey. Perhaps you'll pick the ox, a merchant.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
Now, when deputies responded, the adults apparently come out of the house claiming they were associated with a realtor, this is according to the sheriff's office, and 2 children were sitting in the car in the driveway. But when deputies started trying to identify the family, they could tell immediately something wasn't right. In fact, on body cam video, you can hear the deputies talking about the IDs the couple gave them, which definitely don't match.
And he has probably that person's ID. But we don't know because there's no picture. Yeah. Well, let's see when he has a Georgia driver's license. The number comes back to a lady born in 1921. The name.
Oh, yeah. It's a lady.
Yeah. Born in 1921.
Oh, interesting. It's a 19 warrant, updated in 23. So they probably. So is this a rental or are they buying?
Yeah. So it's to an alias that they've given us, the dead guy. It's rented. The dead guy that he says he is the one that's got it registered. Okay. And when I pull up the registration, it's that guy's name plus a trust listed.
Okay. So they're just.
I've already asked stuff with the phone.
No, that comes back to deceased. Okay, thank you. Here's your Kenner PD, Louisiana. It has a phone number right in your picture. There, you'll have it all. You'll have her name, date of birth, the warrant. And the Kenner PD. Yeah, what we need to do is figure out what kid is missing. Oh, yeah. Well, we haven't run the kids yet.
No, we haven't. No, just a listing. No, there it is.
Yep, that's her.
And the deputies realized not only were these 2 people essentially or apparently lying about who they were and what they were doing, but at least one of them was apparently part of a kidnapping plot. Rabia still had that active warrant for kidnapping out on her. And according to WSB, a police report indicated that Elliot had an ID card that belonged to a man who died in 2009. And deputies also found a Georgia ID card in Elliot's wallet, as well as a credit card that had a 3rd name on it. And in that car, as I mentioned, there were 2 children. One of them was Aziz, now 14 years old. And there was also reportedly a 2nd child in the car. They were both taken into protective custody. The sheriff indicated they both appeared to be healthy. But Rabia, Elliot, they were arrested. They were booked into the Douglas County Jail on multiple charges, including 2nd-degree kidnapping, forgery, identity theft, providing false information to authorities, and trespassing. They're each being held on a $1 million bond. A representative from the U.S. Marshal Service spoke at a news conference about the huge scope of this investigation.
We went to 11 different states looking for this young lady and the child, and it had really gone cold. We entered it in NCMEC, we'd entered it in everything we could to try to keep shaking the tree and rattling the bushes to see if we could get it to fall out, and just great police work on behalf of the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and I sincerely thank you on behalf of the United States Marshal Service and Eastern Louisiana Marshal, and Brian Flair was over the moon. when he got the call. So thank you so much.
And Aziz's family in Louisiana released a statement saying, "We're overwhelmed with joy that Aziz has finally been found. We want to thank everyone for their support over the last 7 years. We specifically want to recognize the Douglas County Sheriff's Office for their exceptional work in solving this case. Now, as we navigate the next steps, we ask for privacy so that we can move forward as a family and heal together." District Attorney George Brockler talked about the process of charging Rabia and Elliott.
Of the 14 on the mail, 12 of them are felonies and 2 are not. And for her, it's 7 are felonies and 2 are not. What you will note about those charges that have been filed is that he is charged with kidnapping. She is not. She is charged with conspiracy to kidnap. That's because one of the nuances of the law is that you cannot kidnap your own child. And so we've filed those charges. That preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 27th. Whether it goes then or not could be a function of a whole bunch of different things.
Now, it is possible that people out there may have more information about what has happened and where Aziz has been since 2017. So police are hoping that more people will come forward with any details to fill in the pieces of this puzzle.
If you have any information about where these individuals have been over the past 7 years, we ask you to call Metro Denver Crime Stoppers, and their number is 720-913-STOP. That's 720-913-7867. We would love to hear from anyone who might have information that could help in this case. And also, we'd like to thank our media partners for being here and helping us to share this story and to get the word out.
And now we're joined by a special guest. We are joined by Douglas County Sheriff Darren Weekly. Thank you so much for coming on. Suspects? Or is that still?
But they were really never able.
Sad. Where am I going, bro? Mean. Oh. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. me sleep a little longer first. Now I just gotta wait for my first motel customer. How do I do this?
Thanks a bunch.
You're welcome.
late service. Really.
Sure. I took the dogs out. I took the dogs out. Did you put the stuff in it? I don't know. What do I have to do? I don't care if your patience is wearing thin. My patience is wearing thin. Where's the jerry can? Do I have to buy a jerry can?
Oh crap.
Oh. I'm an idiot.
Thanks a bunch.
Thank you. Great. Great.
Awesome.
Hello, sir. You are our first customer.
Almost lost my patience.
Have a nice day.
Good job.
That was fast.
Nice day. Thanks a bunch. That'll do.
Good job.
Thanks.
That is quick.
I don't have all the time in the world.
Shut up.
Really.
This is crap. It's almost lost my patience.
heartbeat?
Good job.
I don't have all the time in the world.
Come on.
There's grilled
Thank
chicken
you.
in it too.
Thank you.
I hate my life.
Same.
I hate my life.
Same.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks a bunch.
Good job. Cool.
That is what I was looking for.
That is quick.
Really?
Thanks.
That was false.
Have a nice day.
Sorry, I'm losing my patience.
This is crap.
Thanks.
It's my anxiety. Whoa.
Really?
Really. Absolutely, really.
I'm losing patience.
I hate my life.
I'm not staying forever.
Take bot.